Give me what I want. Give me what I want. You know what I want. Give me what I want, or I'm going to continue to hurt people you love. Give me what I want. Give me what I want. You know what I want. You just don't want to give it to me. Give it to me. Give me what I want.
We're going to give you what you want.
That's not what I want.
What's up, guys? AW Air Order on this Monday, October 23rd of 2023. Yes, I was not sure what the date was for a second, but it's October 23rd, 2023. Getting close to November. We're getting close to Survivor Series. We're getting close to Full Gear. We're getting close to a lot of, and obviously Crown Jewel. Getting close to a lot of wrestling events. And obviously there'll be preview predictions. We're going to go over preview predictions for tomorrow, obviously. Yes, there's no description down below of what the topics are, like I usually do. No description, but that's all good. We're still going to talk about wrestling, specifically this week in topics. Topics that are interesting, topics that are going around the wrestling. And before we get into that, make sure to subscribe here. If you're into sports or wrestling, this is a channel for you. So make sure to subscribe here, please. Please, if you're into wrestling, yeah, this is a channel for you. We do streams like this once every Monday. We do it's all about wrestling. We're 85 episodes. We talk about stuff. And I do preview predictions when a pay-per-view comes up or a premium live event comes up. And I do random topics for wrestling too. I'm trying to be more active on YouTube. And also do sports-related stuff. I have done a sports topic in some time, but especially some sports topic stuff maybe an NBA preview stream, but especially some sports topic stuff in the future. And also my main channel, Air Warrior channel. This is not my main channel, but on my main channel, pop culture stuff. I'm gonna try to get more into pop culture news and videos. It's just been the reason for the lack of content, specifically last week on my main channel and a little bit on this channel is because, well, actually not really last week, but more like for a few days. It's not really having lacking content on my main channel. It's just been all Spider-Man 2 related live stream stuff on my main channel. That's really been my content lately. I'm just addicted to it right now. I'm done. I'm 50% done the game. I'm about halfway done the game. But yeah, so subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to my main channel too. I think it's in the description down below, or I don't know. Okay. Make sure to also smash the like button down below, please. And share with all your friends, family, and colleagues, And yeah. Social media, of course. Twitter, Facebook, Threads, Blue Sky, whatever. Thank you. And also, invites are going out, just in case anybody wants to join. It's going to be a fun show. Like I said, I haven't printed what the topics we're going to talk about in the description like I usually do, but some of the stuff on my title here, I said we're going to talk about. I think the biggest thing in the past week, I did TW, but the biggest thing in the past week is that Sting is going to officially retire in his own terms. Okay, so that's to me the biggest news. Sting, the icon, the legend, Hall of Famer. He's one of the best and most iconic wrestlers in the history of wrestling. He's officially retiring. Now this is a real retirement. I know he had to retire. I know people are going to say, didn't he retire in 2015 because of the injuries, because of the neck injury? Yeah, technically, but that was not his own terms. You got to remember, Edge did the exact same thing. Daniel Bryan, Brian Danielson did the exact same thing. Saraya did the same thing. And they came back. And Sting's going to do it on his own terms this time. His own terms. So we're going to talk about that and how his retirement, how we should AEW, how they should book his retirement. Okay, how they should on a positive note. All right, how they should and anybody could join. Okay. Okay, We're gonna talk about that. The TNA is back. Impact is revealed that bringing back all the TNA logo and all that stuff back. My guess is 6-sided ring, maybe. This was announced Bound for Glory, the pay-per-view Saturday. I did not watch it. I did not watch Bound for Glory. I forgot it was on Saturday. I don't know. TNA has really lost my interest in a while. I know some people suggest I should go watch it because it's pretty decent. It's just that I just don't. To me, it's the means to watch it. Okay, if it's on regular cable or something, I probably would watch it. Impact, but it's not. Hey, Anthony. So TNA Wrestling, yeah, that's coming back. And Halloween Havoc, NXT Halloween Havoc. Remember, there's 2 nights of Halloween Havoc. Tomorrow and next Tuesday. Yes, tomorrow technically is not Halloween, but the Tuesday after is Halloween. But NXT decided to do 2 special night Halloween Havocs. Now, obviously, this is based off the famous WCW pay-per-view, Halloween Havoc, that WCW ran for years. One of the big pay-per-views that they used to run, WCW. There are a lot of really, really strange matches. Okay, there we go. Also, we're going to look at some of the biggest stuff for wrestling, some of the weekly news. We're going to look at Raw, NXT, SmackDown, and AEW. Raw, we have new tag team champions once again. We're gonna talk about what this means, and what I think what's gonna happen with the Bloodline, specifically Jay and Jimmy Uso. It's been confirmed that it's been confirmed Roman Reigns will be taking on LA Knight at Crown Jewel in 2 weeks, Saturday the 4th or the 5th, whatever. That's been confirmed. We're gonna look at that. We're gonna look about like I said, Jim Uso, Jay Uso. We're gonna talk about everybody's saying that they're gonna the Chef match for WrestleMania. I think they're gonna wrestle at least once before WrestleMania. That's what's gonna happen. Okay, we're gonna talk about SmackDown, the women's division. Bianca Belair is back. We'll talk about MJF a bit. Jay White. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about Randy Orton possibly coming back. Is this real? Man, there's been rumors about Randy Orton coming back ever since the end after WrestleMania, but according to an insider, that WWE is planning to make merchandise before it has to do with Randy Orton and probably sell it in Chicago around Survivor Series. And Tony could go to Survivor Series if you get tickets. War Games, by the way. Randy Orton coming back. Okay. We're talking Edge. Well, it's happened. All right. So I did not see Collision or Bound for Glory Saturday night. So, but we're gonna look at and I kind of want to do a stream to talk about Halloween Havoc, not the NXT event, but Halloween Havoc in general, because it's actually it was my favorite WCW pay-per-view, Halloween Havoc. It was my favorite WCW pay-per-view. I could, some great matches come out of that pay-per-view. We got the Duel of the Bull Trick fight on the electric chair. We talk about that. Cactus Jack. The Coal Miners glove match, Jake the Snake Roberts and Sting. We also got Steve Austin versus Dustin Rhodes when they were really young in 91. Brian Pillman versus Ricky Steamboat. We got some other great Also, we got the Hogan versus Flair in the cage. Hogan versus Savage. Hogan, the funny one is Halloween Havoc 95 was pretty. That was a pretty funny, chaotic. That's the one with the Giant and the Yeti, both dry humping Hogan at the end. 96, yeah, it's the Hogan Savage. 97, no, 96 was Hogan. Yeah, Hogan Savage. 97 was Hogan Piper in the cage and all that. 98 was DDP and Goldberg. 99, Halloween Havoc after 98, you can forget about. But it is my favorite pay-per-view of WCW. And I was hoping WWE did bring it back, but not as a special NXT show, but more as a pay-per-view. I would have done if, in my opinion, before I get to Sting, my opinion, they had Hell in a Cell pay-per-views. They used to be, they got rid of the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, right? But my opinion was Hell in a Cell, they should rename that Halloween Havoc. Every October, Halloween Havoc pay-per-view WWE is where they do a Hell in a Cell match or something. One match, Hell in a Cell. Okay, but we're gonna get to that, and I'm glad Tony's here. He's doing great stuff on his channel. Been glad to be on his channel, having fun on his channel. I'll let people on. Remember, we're going to try to end this before Wall's tonight. Remember that? Oh, my God. Okay, so. All right. Let's get the Sting. Let's just get the main talk out of the way. And now you're all free to join. If I print the link, the StreamYard link in the group chat, whichever ones you're in, you could join. If I also here on stream, you could join. Okay, we're gonna have fun, and I'm gonna try to do more live streams and videos. I've just been too busy with Spider-Man. Okay. Sting, the icon, Sting. Let me bring up the picture, and maybe as we get closer to his final retirement month and match, maybe we'll take I'll do a video or a stream on on honoring the legend of Sting. Maybe I'll do something like that, and you're all free to join me in the future. Here's Sting. This is his This is what he cut on Dynamite last week. Okay. Okay. There's a picture of him. So Sting on Dynamite has announced that when he's going to retire. So he said he's going to retire on AEW Revolution in 2024. Now, AEW Revolution, I don't know the exact date in terms of number, but the month is usually late February or early March. So between late February and early March, that's when we know Sting will have his final match in ever in wrestling. Ever. So, and that's when Revolution takes place, usually late February or early March, and that's when Sting will have his final match. Don't know the date. Let me check. Maybe they do have a date. Let me check. They don't have a date. Okay, but that's when he'll have his last match and retire. So he's gonna retire wrestling, as every wrestler should, right? Okay. So his illustrious career, Sting, has spanned over 4 major companies, right? NWA/WCW, TNA, Impact, a little bit of WWE, cup of coffee in WWE. He did have a cup of coffee in WWE. And finally, AEW. Okay. So we have to wait 4 to 5 months before he officially retires. How would you book his retirement match? Now, to me, it has to be a stern. To me, he has to pick his opponent. To me, he should choose his opponent he wants to work with in his retirement match, whether it's a tag team or a singles match. And I think it'll be a tag team because all his matches he's been in AEW have been tag team matches. Okay, so it'll most likely be a tag team match. Okay, but to me, he gets to choose who or whose he gets to work with. To be in the, they give him the final, give him his final match in his retirement. That's first of all, give him the right to pick his last opponents. He has that right. Okay. Also, I think it's gonna be a tag team match. Maybe him and Darby Allin. I don't know. Now, the question is, do you put him in a match to get somebody else over, a younger talent over, or do you put him in a match against somebody that he's known for years and wrestled, whether it's or known for years, for decades? Like, for example, like Chris Jericho, for example, Jeff Jarrett. Those two come from mind, right? Chris Jericho and Jeff Jarrett. Besides Sting, are the two longest, active wrestlers who wrestled for many decades, right? Well, 3 decades basically, right? You got argue almost 4. Sting argued in 4 wrestled. Sting wrestled in 4 decades, really. 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and this. Well, yeah. So Jericho wrestled in the 90s, 2000s, 2010s. Jarrett 90s, yeah. So would you put him in the match against somebody who has tenure? That he's right. Jericho, Jeff Jarrett, guys like that. Or do you put him against somebody who's up, or even example like Edge, Christian, guys like that. Or do you put him in a match, or do you have him wrestle a younger talent, someone established but still relatively young, right? That has a lot of years. Do you? Look, for example, this is a strong possibility. There's no rumors. There's no whispers about who's his final opponent's gonna be. Right? It's just early on. It's really early on. But this could potentially pop up. If it's a singles match, which I don't think it's going to be, Darby Allin. He gave his final match to Darby Allin. Right? Let the student, the student is finally ready to graduate and take on his final challenge. His final challenge is to defeat his master, and his master retires. Maybe Darby Allin, because remember, Sting and Darby have been tied together since Sting debuted back in December 2020 at Winter is Coming. They've been basically tied together, aligned together since then. Him for singles match, Darby Allin obviously would be perfect to be the one to help to be Sting's last opponent. Kind of like Shawn Michaels was Flair's last opponent, Flair chose Shawn Michaels to be the guy to retire him, and I know Flair wrestled after, right? Flair wrestled after. The problem is Brian Cage right now. It's kind of the thing with Brian Cage. Tony, he's kind of used his muscle only right now. That's how they see him now. And as Darby, I don't know. Long Darby is obviously gonna take on Nick Wayne, right? That was pretty heated. Well, Nick Wayne. But that's one option. The student takes on the master, retires the master. Another option is somebody hasn't wrestled yet. Okay. Here's the thing: we've never seen him wrestle the Elite or the Blackpool Combat Club. anybody to lead a Blackpool Combat Club. We haven't seen him take on Mega, and probably Mega's probably too fast for him, or Hangman Page. We haven't seen him take on Moxley, Claudio. I mean, why not Bryan Danielson and Sting? I know they're vastly different kind of opponents, and Bryan Danielson is, and probably Bryan Danielson versus Sting is not an endurance kind of match. Maybe years ago that'd be an endurance kind of match, where Sting was younger, but Sting at 63, 64, 65, him against Bryan Danielson obviously would not be a match based on endurance, right? But this is a special occasion, and you would never think guys like Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley or Kenny Omega ever wrestle somebody like Sting. Seriously. I know. Like, when you see Sting wrestle, if it's a singles match, if it's a singles match, a tournament match, it's not going to be a long match. If it's a tag team match, it'll be a little longer because he doesn't have to do the work, right, as much, right? He just has to go in, do some spots, do his spots, do some here and there, take some damage, and that's it. He doesn't have to be the guy, the babyface that always gets the comeuppance to getting beat up most of the time, right? Yes, he's the guy that gets the hot tag all the time, right? That's I think it's gonna be a tag team, because now Sting versus Jeff Jarrett. I know. People are saying, "Oh man, we haven't seen," but Sting and Jeff Jarrett. This has happened before, though. Sting and Jeff Jarrett. Another guy, they have history together in Impact, a little bit WCW, but not as much as they had in Impact. Somebody like Jeff Jarrett. I don't even know if Sting ever wrestled Jericho one-on-one. Ever. And even from WCW. I don't know if they ever wrestled. Somebody like Jericho. I know Jericho's a babyface, but guys, that doesn't mean he has to wrestle a heel. He does not have to wrestle a heel. You know that, right? When Shawn Michaels retired Ric Flair, and I'm using my exclamation mark, my fingers here. They were both baby faces. Okay? Remember that. Who else? I mean, maybe someone from Japan? Okada? I don't know. Okada? Naito? Now, it's really early on right now. Like, if it's a tag team match, I'd love to see him take on FTR, the Young Bucks. Who else? There's a lot of guys. Guys like Young Bucks, the Lucha Brothers, if they're healthy. Well, if Ray Phoenix is healthy, right? He's gonna have a say he's gonna have a say on who's gonna be the final opponents or opponents are in his tag team partner in the retirement match. They're gonna let him. Right, dictate all that. Right, they're gonna let him dictate all that. That's as they should. That's showing proper respect to a legend like Sting, a guy who's been around for 4 or 5 decades. Someone who's, is not really a WWE guy, right? Well, he was a WWE, but he was treated poorly in WWE. Never won a match in WWE. He only had like 2 matches in WWE, though, but he never really won a match in WWE. But Sting, man, I bet you he'll do some crazy spot, though. He'll do some crazy spot. One final crazy spot. And I guarantee you, They'll invite a bunch of legends, friends, former peers of Sting to appear at Revolution. That's what's gonna happen. And he mentioned the names in a promo, right? Like Lex Luger, best friends Lex Luger, right? His best friends Lex Luger. Buff Bagwell, the Steiner brothers. Now, Steiner brothers have signed legend deals with WWE, so I don't know if they can appear. But Lex Luger could appear. Lex Luger could show up. And I wouldn't be surprised if Lex Luger does show up. Buff Bagwell could show up. WWE has no interest in Buff Bagwell. I tell you that. Buff Bagwell could show up. Jake the Snake Roberts, maybe? They have a little history. Let's see. If they could get Ric Flair could show up. He doesn't have Legends deal with WWE anymore. Ric Flair could show up. Right? Let's see who else. DDP, maybe? I don't know what their friendship's like, but DDP. Ricky Steamboat? I don't know. I'm just spitballing. But don't be surprised if there's a bunch of people from Sting's past he worked with, his friendships show up at Revolution when he has his match and he officially retires. And there's some ceremony at the end, or they might do it, or they might, they might push it to Dynamite. Remember, when Ric Flair lost to Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania, his retirement ceremony was on the Raw the night after. So I wouldn't be surprised if Sting loses or wins here, and then the retirement's on Dynamite and not on Revolution. His final match, maybe his retirement match will be Revolution, but he officially retires on Dynamite with a celebration. Similar to Ric Flair. And I think and unlike Ric Flair, I think this is a real retirement. He will not wrestle again. Like Undertaker, right? Undertaker retired, and he's not. I don't think he's coming back to wrestle again. He may come back to do some spots here and there, like he did on NXT, but don't expect any wrestling matches. All right. And you know what? We'll talk more about Sting later. And like I said earlier, guys, maybe I'm going to do as we get closer to his retirement, maybe I'm going to do a special stream in February, going over Sting. Like I used to do a show. on my main channel. Let me look for it. I don't remember what it's called, but I could find it on my main channel. Okay. Superstar Spotlight? Is that what it's called? Let me look. Yeah, Brock Lesnar's up here in there. Nope, you're right. But let me look for the show. Shit. This show I used to do highlighting superstars. Wrestler Spotlight. Maybe I'll do a show on Sting called my Wrestler Spotlight. Yeah, that's a show I used to do. Wrestler Spotlight. Maybe I'll do one on Sting. Maybe I want to bring that show back. And I want to talk about Halloween Havoc also. Thursday might be a good day. To talk stuff. Okay. But yeah, TNA. I did not watch Bound for Glory, but I know TNA. They're bringing back the TNA name, and Impact is gone. The company's bringing the TNA name as almost a game for Hard to Kill in January. So we're bringing back the TNA brand back to Impact. So it'll be called TNA Impact. Okay. The company is able to survive for years, miraculously. It's been a miracle. Because TNA has been arguably the most poorly run wrestling company for at least 2 decades. But looks like they have stable management this time, stable storytelling, booking, writing. Actually had for years. Now, this will be a short topic. Because I really don't talk TNA much on here. The only question is, are they going to bring back the 6-sided ring? It's not TNA without the 6-sided ring, square circle. That's what they need, right? The 6-sided ring. That's all they really need. Okay? That's what they really need. So, yeah, I did not watch it much. I did not watch Bound for Glory, period. Okay. Now, oh, there's not really TNA. Hey, Dio, come on, man. I need if you want to come on. Now I'm going to bring up a Halloween Havoc Night 1. I don't care. Like, I will watch it, but I'll do my preview predictions for it real quick. I'll just get it from Wikipedia. Oh, right. Night 1, Halloween Havoc. Lexus King versus TBA. Lexus King is Brian Pillman Jr. I know the name Lexus sounds weird for a male. It's because I think he's honoring his sister, I believe, with that name. But that's Brian Pillman Jr.'s NXT name, WWE name, and he'll be facing to be announced. If I had to guess my prediction here, Lexus will win. Blair Davenport versus Gigi Dolan in a spin the wheel, a lights out match. I really don't. So this feud's been going on for a few weeks now, and I think I forgot who won the first match. I really do think I forgot who won the first match between the two. But it's lights out match. They really do not like each other. And they're going to hate each other hard. I think I got Blair Davenport going over here. Blair Davenport. Then we got an NXT Women's Breakout semifinal match. Kelani Jordan versus Ariana Grace. So they're very high on Kelani Jordan. I don't know how high they're on Ariana Grace. By the way, Ariana Grace is Santino Morella's daughter, or Anthony Corelli. I don't know what's his last name. Yeah, Santino Morella's daughter is Ariana Grace. It's a semifinals match, and the winner goes to the finals match. And I think that's next Halloween Havoc will be the finals in the female NXT female breakouts, the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament. So, yeah, I think Kelani Jordan winning here over Ariana Grace. Next, we got Roxanne Perez versus Kiana James. Well, there's a lot of women matches on this card on the first night. Wow. Oh, my God. The NXT 8 matches. 8 matches. I think I forgot to do this match. The second match on the card is the tag team championship match, the family, Toy D'Angelo, Channing, Stacks, Orlando versus Chase University, Andre Chase, and Duke Hudson with Thea Hall and JC James. I think Thea Hall and JC James are going to cost accidentally or maybe on purpose Chase University the titles, and the family retains here. Retains. But going back, we got Roxanne Perez versus Kiana James in a Playgrounds match, a Devil's Playground match. I don't know what exactly a Devil's Playground match is. We just know how in Havoc there's always these special kind of matches, right? Which makes all the event fun and stuff as it should for Halloween Havoc. I got Roxanne Perez winning here over Kiana James. Now we got this match: Carmen Petrovich versus Lola Vice in the second semifinals women's match breakout tournament. Don't know much about, but I think it's going to be Lola Vice who's there with Alexa Lopez, and I think Lola Vice will be Kalani Jordan in the finals for next week's finals match, Halloween Havoc. Now we got Mr. Stone versus Braun Breaker. Mr. Stone challenged Braun Breaker to a match to get back at Braun Breaker for, well, really hurt, damaging, really putting kind of Von Wagner out of commission. We saw Von Wagner, struggling to recover and stuff, and it's really. And Mr. Stone, Robert Stone wants revenge in honor of his friend. And I got this match is gonna be a squash. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. This match is gonna be a squash, and Braun Breaker is gonna win. And hi DL, what's up?
Uh, 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 um,
Yeah, I think your mic is
I
lagging.
did not see Halloween Havoc, so you'll have to do the play-by-play for me.
Yeah, it's lagging a bit. Or mic problems. I'll come back in and
Can you hear me?
No. If Wesley tries to get things fixed, I'll continue. In the final match, Becky Lynch with Lyra Valkyrie. A good match. Will help Lyra Valkyrie more in her progress, but Becky Lynch is retaining here. Okay, he's gonna come back in. Yeah, so out of 8 matches, 5 women matches, female matches, NXT Halloween Havoc, night 1. And then we'll do night 2 next week. Yeah, he's going to come back, guys. I know this mic worked yesterday. Let me fix something for you guys. Let me. All right, let me see. Okay, there we go. Banner. Bye, banner. All right. Yeah, so that's the preview for tomorrow. Now we could talk about whatever we want. Once y'all comes back, I'll ask him his opinion on Sting and TNA. But then we'll get to talk. And then, oh yeah, like I said, Randy Orton maybe coming back Survivor Series. I don't know. We'll talk about Raw, SmackDown, AEW, stuff like that. Okay. Okay, so yeah, Bloodline drama. So Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso were only tag team champions for about 9 days. 9 days, I would say. Not even a full 10 days. Oh, exactly. Right? And that's because the Judgment Day, specifically Damian Priest and Finn Balor, took back the Undisputed Tag Team Championships from Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso on Raw last week from the help of Jimmy Uso super kicking Jey Uso. When the ref is distracted, Finn Balor goes for the Kumaga, his finisher, and lands it against the pin. While Cody Rhodes has been laid out, being Razor's Edge thrown through the announce table. And that's where new tag team champions are crowned. Following it up on that, when John Cena came out and wanted to challenge for a fight, Solo Sikoa comes out, him and John Cena go at it. Jimmy comes out, put the numbers games on Cena, but as Jimmy was close to the bottom ropes, a hooded man in a stretcher with a hood pulled Jimmy out and started beating him up outside, and it was revealed that was Jey Uso. Jey Uso. Okay? That was Jey Uso. And he beat up Jimmy for a bit, and then he was escorted out of SmackDown. And this caused hostility between the two general managers of the respective shows, Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis, representing SmackDown for Nick Aldis, and Raw, GM of Raw is Pearce. Now there's tension between the two, because Nick Aldis is saying Adam Pearce can't control his superstars, and Pearce said Jimmy's one that started. You should have control of him first. And now there's tension between the two. And yeah, that's going to create the brand wars again. That's going to create brand wars Survivor Series. That's crazy. That's crazy. No, yeah. So we're probably going to Survivor Series. You're probably going to have maybe a War Games match. The brand wars, Raw versus SmackDown might be a War Games match. But do you want the Bloodline to represent SmackDown? Right? They might have this seems like they're teasing Raw versus SmackDown again. Now remember, last year was the first time they went away from that, right? They decided not to go brand versus brand because people were starting to get tired of it. But I feel like they're actually going to do it this time, bring it back, because they got actual two general managers competing with each other this time instead of one general manager. Now, do you expect today's Raw? Do you expect Jimmy to show up? Right? Jay will be there. It's so confusing what's going on in WWE right now. So damn confusing. Oh. Okay. So what I think is going to happen with Jimmy and Jay. Now, everybody said this match should happen at WrestleMania. The first match should happen at WrestleMania. I think it's going to happen sooner than you think. I really, really do. I think this is going to happen at Crown Jewel. I really do. I think their first match is going to happen at Crown Jewel. I feel like it's going to happen at Crown Jewel. Because personally, I thought this would be too early to have them start this feud between the two. If they're going to have this match at WrestleMania, I thought this is too early right now. And when I started thinking about, I think they're going to have Jimmy versus Jay at Crown Jewel. I think Solo versus Cena Crown Jewel, Jimmy versus Jay Crown Jewel, and it'll be the first match. It'll be match one between. And I think it's a possibility they might do a series of 3 matches, best 2 out of 3, Crown Jewel, maybe Rumble or something in between, and then WrestleMania, or maybe something like that. I think they're destined to have more than one single match leading up from here to WrestleMania. I think WrestleMania might be the conclusion of their feud, of their rivalry, because I think it's just the beginning right now where they're going to have their first match, and I'm thinking it's this early on. Now, and a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, you know what? They should wait till WrestleMania." I agree, but I don't think it's. But the way it's going right now is how the stories being unfolded between these two. It just screams to me, yeah, they're gonna do the crown jewel. They're gonna have 1-on-1 in crown jewel. It's just the way it's set up. You screw me, I screw you. It's crown jewel bound, man. Crown jewel bound. This match is crown jewel bound. I'm sorry. Okay. It's just the way it's going right now. It's really, really early. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised that War Games are on the opposite ends of each other too. Okay? Opposites the end of each other. Okay? Now you gotta remember also, now since the Judgment Day are tag team champions again, they can appear on both brands. Now what you're gonna say, what's the point of them winning the titles? It doesn't really make sense, right? I agree. They could have done this. You know what? Was it really a waste? I don't know, maybe. Bring the tag team titles on Jay and Cody. I'm glad. LA Knight's getting a match with Roman at Crown Jewel. I know LA Knight's with the hottest superstar in WWE in terms of crowd reaction, but is this a mistake? Because if you lose this clean or whatever, it just hurt LA Knight. You gotta find a way where the crowd still believes in him after even losing to Roman. Because he ain't beating Roman, guys. He's not gonna beat Roman Reigns. Okay? He's not gonna beat Roman Reigns. But they gotta find a way where they gotta keep LA Knight's momentum and popularity by crowd reaction still really, really high where it is now, and still keep it at that. At Crown Jewel and after. Okay? You can't have them, you can't derail all that. Okay? I'm sorry, that's why I think they're rushing this. This is a way fast tracking LA Knight just to get disappointed. And so they gotta find a way to protect LA Knight, have him lose, but in wrestling you could lose by being protected. Okay? There's ways to do that. For heels, it's by getting DQ'd or counted out. For baby faces, it's by interference, distractions, stuff like that, where they don't lose clean. Okay? There are ways to keep a strong momentum, crowd be huge, highly popular superstar. There are ways to keep that in a losing effort. You just got to find a way to make sure when you go over that match, you got to make sure find a way to work that out. Whether who's producing the match, whether it's producers, backstage agents, whether it's Roman and LA Knight talking about it, everybody who's involved in that match to go over and find ways how to keep Roman strong and how to keep LA Knight strong. Because this is the biggest match of LA Knight's, not just WWE career, guys, wrestling career. biggest match of his career in his whole entire wrestling life. His career is him facing Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel. Bigger than him winning the TNA title when he was a TNA champion, I don't know, 7, 8 years ago. This is bigger than that. Much bigger. And now on SmackDown, this SmackDown, they're going to have a contract signing. LA Knight and Roman Reigns. They're going to have a contract signing. Now, usually in contract signings, shenanigans go down, right? Stuff goes down with contract signings, right? It's kind of a wrestling tradition, right? Now, this is interesting. At Crown Jewel, they're going to have the Raw Women's title match on in a fatal five-way match. A fatal five-way match, the Raw Women's title, the one Rhea Ripley is holding. And it's got a fatal five-way. This is the biggest match. This is the biggest obstacle in Rhea Ripley's career ever now, because she's going to be in a fatal five-way match for the Women's World Championship. And her opponents, they're not. There's no small opponent here. There's no small woman here. There's no Liv Morgan or like Casey Calzero or Kaden Carter or Tegan Knox. All these women in this match are pretty well built. And in this match, you got Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, and Raquel Rodriguez. All very powerful, strong women and dangerous women. Now, we're not gonna go over preview predictions for Crown Jewel. We'll do that next week, next Thursday. But man, this match is gonna be crazy. Because all these five women, I could see champion one day. I know you're saying Nia Jax is champion. Yeah, unfortunately, I think they're that high on her. But Rhea Ripley's definitely Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler should have been a champion. Okay, she just got shafted, but Zoe Stark so much potential, and Raquel Rodriguez too, man. And it makes sense here, Rice. They don't like none of these women like each other besides Zoe and Shayna. Nobody likes specifically. Nobody likes Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax. Rhea Ripley does not like Nia Jax. Shayna and Zoe do not like Nia Jax. They don't even like Rhea Ripley, right? And wow, that's great. I'm excited for that. Now, okay. Now the SmackDown Women's title will not be on Crown Jewel. Brody is not going to be on Crown Jewel. But yeah, you know what? I don't think this is happening, man. I don't think he's going back to TNA. I don't think he's going to. Well, he was going back to TNA. It's actually accurate. That's actually a pretty accurate statement, because he was in TNA very early on, in 2003, 2004. He wasn't TNA. Can you imagine him going back to TNA? Yeah, I don't see it happening. I don't. The SmackDown Women's title, like I said, is not on Crown Jewel. But Bianca Belair did come back on SmackDown to help Charlotte take down Damage Control after Charlotte successfully not got back her successfully. Yes, I said successfully not get back the women's title from Io Shirai on a very good. I really that main event was actually pretty good. That was a good main event. Charlotte and Io Shirai had a good main event. But Charlotte did not successfully get back the title on SmackDown. And then after that, Damage Control were taking it to Charlotte. And all of a sudden, Bianca Belair comes back and helps out Charlotte. And that's to close the show. So now this makes sense, because remember, Damage Control about 2 or 3 months ago beat down Bianca Belair backstage with her injured leg at the time that she kind of suffered from SummerSlam. They take her off TV for some time, take her off, have her take a break, whatever she needed to do, to buy her off for a bit. Now she's back. Now she wants revenge on damage control. Specifically, she wants the title too, right? You always want the title too. It's great to see that. Okay. Now I guess this. Now I think we're gonna see Logan Paul and Raw tonight. I'm not sure. I think we are. So look at Crown Jewel. We're gonna have Logan Paul versus Rey Mysterio for the U.S. title. Yes, Rey Mysterio has accepted Logan Paul's title, and we're gonna have the United States Championship on Crown Jewel. Obviously, Logan Paul. It's quite obvious that for this event, they're gonna get Logan Paul. They only get Logan Paul for the big pay-per-views, right? The big time pay-per-views, right? They don't need him for like the smaller pay-per-views, like the B pay-per-views. But for the A pay-per-views that are like Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Money in the Bank, Survivor Series, and these shows on the other side of the world, they get Logan Paul for, right? He's an attraction, right? Whether you hate or like, you can't admit he does get attention. Yeah, you have to admit he does get attention, whether it's negative or positive. And you know me, I don't speak highly of Logan Paul. I think he's a show-off, a narcissist, annoying. Okay, just not likable, punchable face. I can say a bunch of other things about Logan Paul, but I will give this to him. He's actually very good in the ring. He's pretty good in the ring. He's actually better than some wrestlers in the ring than wrestlers that had years of training under the belt. I'm serious. I'll give him that though. I will not. I'm not one. You know me. I'm not one of those people that are always unfair. I'll be fair when there's fairness involved. Right? You know me. I'm fair like that. But here's the thing. Here's the kicker. Prediction. Like I said 5 minutes ago. Prediction shows next week. But I'll give you an early prediction. For Crown Jewel. I think Logan Paul's going to win the belt. I think Logan Paul's going to win the United States title. I think he's going to win it. Don't go at me, please. Don't go at me. And it's not a feeling I have. It's just something like it's not surprise. It's something I just feel like. No, it's not a feeling. It's just something that like WWE would do. Would have Rey Mysterio lose to Logan Paul. I think he's gonna win it. Can you imagine attention Logan Paul would get with the WWE title? Well, the United States title, but still a WWE belt. Oh my god, the mainstream media, not just wrestling, not just sports journalism, not just wrestling journalism, but outside of that. Can you imagine the press, the attention that he would get from the entertainment journalism if he has a belt? Can you imagine? That's what's going to happen, and WWE would love that. Don't be naive. WWE loves the attention outside of the wrestling bubble, right? They love the entertainment. Getting attention from the entertainment industry, right? Outside of wrestling, right? You know that. Don't be surprised if they do that with Logan Paul winning the United States title. Okay? Don't be surprised. Maybe is that what we want to hear? It's really something I'm not looking forward. It's something I'm not looking forward to, really personally, based on my thoughts, my feelings about Logan Paul. But I wouldn't put it past WWE to have him win the belt, the title. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We got 25 minutes to Raw. What? Yeah, so to Raw. Well, 24 minutes to Raw. Um, what else is to talk about? Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let me see. Let me see. Excuse me, Raw. I'm looking for something to talk about. Now, if you want to bring a topic in the chat, feel free to do so. Okay. 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 It's not. Okay. This idea of CM Punk winning Impact or TNA. I mean, that's how far his star has fallen. Really, personally. But if they give him the right amount of money and and so whatever he needs, go for it. But whatever, it's an Impact. He'll probably, if he does go to Impact, it probably would help Impact. He might help Impact dramatically. Really, really. I'm sure he's getting more exposure. Okay. Now let's look for So I want to talk about Will Ospreay. Ospreay, as you know, his contract with New Japan expires at the end of the year, and he's made it perfectly clear on Dynamite a couple months ago that he'll be a free agent very soon, and he said it months ago, and we're getting closer to that, right? He's a free agent, and he's gonna have a lot of suitors after him, right? So an update on Will Ospreay and what this can mean for his future. So as noted, Will Ospreay has hired agent Barry Bloom to help him negotiate his next wrestling contract. So Will Ospreay has hired an agent, a well-known agent, Barry Bloom. The Aerial Assassin was said to have a positive experience working with Impact Wrestling in recent weeks, and the promotion appears to be at the table for the bidding war for his services in early 2024. Fightful Select is reporting that Ospreay's next contract is going to be financially motivated as he realizes this could be more important deals he signed in his career. WWE and AEW reported WWE and AEW were reportedly aware of him hiring Bloom back in August. He was leaning towards staying with New Japan earlier this year, but has since decided to open up his options to whoever comes with the best deal. So I get from that he was going to re-sign with New Japan earlier this year, but he decided not to. You say, you know what? He had second thoughts. Maybe you know what? Maybe I should look what options out there. Maybe get more money. Maybe better living arrangements. Where I should live, where I could travel to. You know what's best for my career going forward. Maybe that's what he thought. And okay, so Impact. Yes, he has worked Impact, and you know what? Good for him. But to me, like he's a bigger stage kind of guy. Okay, And it was reported that Impact will be in the bidding war. Reportedly, New Japan wants to have him back, but reportedly AEW wants him. And well, why not? Why not? If he becomes a hottest free agent, besides MJF, like MJF says his contract expires in 2024, January 1st, 2024. I believe that MJF has already resigned with AEW. I believe he's resigned with AEW. Okay. Otherwise, you wouldn't keep saying that when the time comes up. You just will say that when the time comes up. But Will Ospreay, he's someone he's still young, great in the ring, could talk, tremendous in the ring. Of course, there's going to be a bidding war for Will Ospreay. He's that damn good, man. I saw him live for Forbidden Door versus Omega. That match was fucking incredible, man. Two great athletes, but that match, Will Ospreay especially, that cutter, he did a cutter to Omega's chest was hanging over the top rope, and Ospreay went up the top turnbuckle and did jump up and did a cutter to Omega while he's on the no backwards moonsault. It was fucking amazing. Ospreay is one of the best in the world, and there's no doubt any wrestling company that can afford him to have the money should go after him. I mean, even if you don't have the money, you should always have interest, right? Always, right? A talent like that. But like I don't have where I'm a feeling, a belief where he's going to lead towards to. I think it's I know it's a positive experience and impact, but I think it's going to come down to bidding war between AEW and New Japan. I'll tell you why. I don't think he wants to go to WWE. I feel like he's the type of guy that does not want to go to WWE yet. He still has some unfinished business in AEW and New Japan. But he certainly will listen to WWE. Because them like AEW could offer him money. And Will Ospreay, if he does sign with WWE, he's not going NXT, okay? Okay. Main event talent right away. Oh, main roster talent. My bad. And it'd be crazy if WWE just has no interest. But I don't think he's going to go WWE. I think he's going to go AEW. I think so. I think he'll go AEW. I think he'll kill it there in AEW. He's hired the right agent, right? He's hired the right agent. Because his agent has a track record of helping wrestlers negotiate a better deal for themselves. They mentioned examples were like Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Sean Waltman. Those are pretty good examples. The agent that Will Ospreay signed on with. Smart. Oh, another news. was I gonna say? Shit. The Netflix show, the Netflix documentary on Vince McMahon, it's going to happen, but Vince McMahon will have no influence on it. What that means, he will have no work on nothing. He have no input on the documentary. So what's happening? But he has have no input on the documentary from Netflix on the biopic of Vince McMahon. That's basically what they said. Well, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I got nothing else to talk about. Do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, and yeah, I'm gonna do more stuff on this channel, my main channel, starting tomorrow. I've been busy with Spider-Man too, but yeah, like, share, subscribe, and comment below, guys. Take care, guys.